Thanks for that, Ed. A federal judge in Ohio has delayed all state executions until at least early 2015. This amid questions over the effectiveness of that state's two-drug lethal injection combination. The policy change increases the amount of the sedative and the painkiller that Ohio uses to put inmates to death. Lawmakers are also questioning the effectiveness of the current combination after an Ohio inmate took nearly 26 minutes to die. Ohio was using a compounded formula without any problems until supplies ran out. This is happening in other states. That state also switched to a current two-drug system when it could not obtain the original prescriptions needed for lethal injections. You might recall other states such as Arizona and Oklahoma have also had similar problems with botched executions. And senior U.S. officials say the Obama administration is now directly arming Kurdish security forces in Iraq. This according to the Associated Press today. Also earlier this morning, Senator John McCain tweeted about this report and says, quote, "If true, it is an important and necessary step." Officials won't say which U.S. agency is arming the Kurdish forces, but the Obama administration is supplying fighters with weapons to combat the Islamic militants in northern Iraq. The State Department says arming the Kurds is crucial in the fight against ISIS. The al-Qaeda-inspired extremists have obtained heavy weaponry, some of which is American-made, since taking control of territories throughout Iraq and Syria. And Iraq's new president ousted the incumbent prime minister, Nouri al-Maliki, or at least he's trying to, and nominated the country's deputy parliament speaker to take over that position. Iraq's leader says the new prime minister was selected by a coalition of Shia political parties. However, it's unknown whether or not al-Maliki will relinquish his power. And Tony Stewart, the star NASCAR driver, was involved in that fatal accident we heard Ed talk about during a race in upstate New York over the weekend. Now the investigation into Saturday's racetrack accident, which killed driver Kevin Ward Jr., continues today. Witnesses say NASCAR champion Tony Stewart bumped Ward's car, causing Ward to spin out of control and hit the side of the track. Ward then jumped out of his own car and walked over into traffic, where he tried to point out Tony Stewart. He was, of course, hit by Stewart's car. Ward, his aunts, took to Facebook with a message for Stewart. Her post read, quote, "I feel numb. Thanks for thinking of our family, Tony Stewart, when you decided to be an expletive." Tony Stewart's future in NASCAR is uncertain. For the time being, his next scheduled race is set for Friday in Michigan. Now here's Ed with more of Midpoint.